How do we create loyal employees? How do we create a culture of absolute loyalty amongst all of our staff? In order for you to create absolute loyalty, you need your team members to develop ultimate, absolute trust towards you. And my question to these business owners is, how many of them are willing to change their management styles, to change their leadership perspective, to shift their personal mindset, to create a working environment that breathes culture? How do we build culture within our team when we run our businesses or companies? I'm here to give you 5 simple steps on how you could build that trust. How do you build that culture of loyalty coming from trust? It begins with this motherhood statement that reads, in order for you to build trust with your team, to build absolute loyalty with them, you need to first gain their trust. This will lead us to the 5 steps. Number 1, you need to demonstrate trust first. Before your team could trust you as their leader, as their manager, you need to show that you're able to trust them. And normally, you need to start delegating work to them. You need to start entrusting them, empowering them. You need to start respecting their voices, their views, their ideas during the meetings that you have with them. Number 2, actively listen to their advice and where possible, implement their ideas. Bosses would always say this famous quote, "My door is always open. Please walk in. I am all ears." Sure. Guess what? That's so cheap these days. When the company advocates open communication and the employees embraces it, they share ideas. But when these employees see that none of their ideas are even taken into account, none of their ideas are even given serious consideration by management, 3 things may happen. Number 1, they may feel demotivated. They may feel, what's the use? So you would have sealed their mouths forever. Number 2, you would deter them from giving you feedback about your existing product or service because they'll be thinking, well, why am I even trying? The bosses are not even hearing to me. Or the third incident that may happen is that these employees, they have this burning idea of a new innovation that they want to bring in to enforce, to upgrade, to raise the standards of your company's products or services, but yet you're not listening to them. They may just leave your company and join a competitor and let your competitor innovate with their ideas, beating you to the market. Oh, well, that's going to be very tough. So going back to the second point right here, remember, when you actively listen to their ideas or suggestions, always remember as well, wherever possible, implement their ideas. In a sense where you can empower them by getting them to lead a project. But some of you may argue with me, Michael, some of my staff are really young. I'm not sure if they know the logistics, if they know the background work of leading a project. Fine, assign a senior person to be their coach. Or even if they're not involved with the implementation of that solution, because some of them may not have the technical background, that's fine. The one thing that you gotta do is that when you do implement their innovative ideas, recognize them, showcase them, or at least tell them that you are implementing their ideas. That is how you're gonna encourage the employees in your company to actually be more motivated, to share their thoughts, to help you innovate, and ultimately give you that trust that you deserve in order for you to lead them. Step number 3 right now, you need to represent their interests when their backs are turned. Now, this is very powerful. With the age of social media today, sometimes employees are able to get news about what have you been talking behind their backs. In a sense where if you want to champion their rights in the company, if you're negotiating for a salary increase, and obviously you don't do all that confidential stuff in front of them, right? Sometimes you'll be rather surprised. The walls have ears, in a sense where news do leak out sometimes. They come in the form of rumors, in a sense where employees could be listening that, hey, is boss really fighting for our cause? You want to be able to demonstrate to them that despite them not looking, despite them not being right in front of you, that they could rest their interest with you and that you will still represent them. So again, you want to be at the forefront for this. You want to make sure that despite whatever rumors or whatever news that is not confirmed and not validated, no matter what news go out, that you are strong with your stand. And your stand is one that represents your employees' interests. Then you would gain their trust. Now, the fourth step is you need to find opportunities to professionally develop them and their careers. In a sense where employees these days, they no longer want to work just for a paycheck. And I know that companies give great incentives, they do company leisure trips, they do family days, they give them bonuses, but employees these days are also demanding because they want to grow as well. And because they want to grow, you need to be there as their coach. Now, do not assume that they know their career path. You know, they are already bogged down with so much work that you're giving them. The last thing on their mind is to think about their future. And if you do not remind them of their future, of the exciting career path that they could grow together with you under your leadership, the easiest of the human needs, salaries, bonuses, could be on top of their mind. Now, if that becomes the top priority of their needs, if a competitor comes in and offer them a higher salary or a higher bonus or a better family outing with the company, a better company leisure trip, they're gonna jump ship. They're gonna go to your competitors. So one thing you gotta do right here is that you gotta become a coach, become a guide for them. Share with them how their careers could continue to grow with you, show them the career path, excite them of the new projects that they'll be doing with you. The fifth and most important step you need to do in order to gain your team's trust is you need to protect them. In a sense where sometimes clients, they may blame your team for some of the mistakes that they have done. And for sure, you want your team to improve. You would want to admit to the client if your team has indeed done something wrong. However, never ever sacrifice your team for the sake of the client. You know, Sir Richard Branson once said, take care of your people and they will take care of your clients. And I know it somewhat contradicts with the thought that client is always right. Now, client can give constructive feedback. They can give positive input that would allow your business to grow, that will allow you to tackle the problems that they face. But always remember, you are the leader. You are the manager. You need to start trusting in delegation and empowering your people so that they could serve your clients better. And sometimes you need to listen to their perspective. What were their moods? What were their experiences? What were their feedbacks when they were working on that project, when we were delivering that product to that client? Hear them out as well. Oftentimes, too many businesses just hear to the perspective of the client, and then they come back, they run amok, they get angry, they get frustrated, they vent out their frustration on their employees without hearing their employees out. Here is what I want you to do. Protect your employees by hearing them out, by giving them a chance to express their perspectives, their interpretation, their solution of the products and services that they were providing for that client at that time. Have a different perspective. It would give you more clarity in making your decision as well. So there you go. Those are the 5 steps on how you could build a culture of absolute loyalty coming from trust by first gaining trust from your team members.